today we're going to be talking about the aliasing. Aliasing is basically a way of trying to either temporarily name a column or temporarily name a particular table. It's not actually going to alter anything in your overall output or your table or do anything to it. It's actually just trying to rename it temporarily just for readability and understanding the script that you have. For not just you alone, but for the case of anybody that may come behind you and maybe try to work on that particular script, or maybe you send out the script out to someone else and they are trying to read it out. So let's just do some basic aliasing. So we can say first name. We can give first name as FN or FN. Let's run this. And then we'll just have first name as FN. That's the first name here, the column, first name. Alright, so we can also don't need to write the as, you can just have it like that. And if you still run it, you still have this. You still have the FN. So it works either way, it works both ways. We can do something like combining the first name and the last name. So we can say first name plus space plus last name. Alright, so what this is doing, it's going to combine the first name and the last name. Instead of adding it together to put them into as a single name, it's actually going to give a space, so it seems as if it's going to be the first name and the last name. Now, if we should run this like this, the column is not going to be named, so we're going to get an output of no column name. So if we should just give this as full name and then run this, the column name is going to be known as full name, and we can actually just basically remove the as. I made a mistake here. It's, if you notice, the Peter, Solomon and all other names, there's no space between them, and it's because I just put the two hyphens. Basically I'm supposed to give a space, and I think if I should run this now, it should give us, now. So we have Peter, Solo, John, Bosco, Eric, Simpa as a single entity, combining the first name and the last name, and then aliasing it as the full name. You can also do some aggregate functions. Let's have the average. Let's talk about the average age. The average age is 31, so we can just alias it as average age. So if we run this, the column now has a name. So just like I said, this column is actually a temporary column. It's not a permanent one, and it does not alter anything in the table. And it's basically an aggregate function, so it doesn't fully exist. You're just using it to get inside. Alright, so we can also name the table itself. So let's say the demographics table, let's give it a name as demo. You can either write the demo close to it or write as. You could just leave it like this. And then let's have the first name, last name. Let's remove this, and if we run this, so we have the first name and the last name. Now if we actually want to join two tables together, like the name demo is actually representing the employee demographics, but how we would really see it in function is if we join this table, that's the demographics table and the salary table. So let's say demographics table, we have the salary table. Let's name it as Sal. So of course we are going to join them on so the employee demographics, we gave it as demo. So dot employee demographics is equal to sal dot employee ID. Forgot the IDs. And here we have the ID also. And let's talk about the employee ID. Alright, so if you remember, we're still going to get an error here. Why we need to specify is the employee ID from the demo or from the salary table. So let's have the demo dot employee ID. Alright, so basically what this is helping us to do is, instead of writing all this employee demographics or employee salary, which is making the script much more cumbersome, we can just use the alias name, which is much more shorter, and when we run this, it will just understand. SQL will understand itself and bring out the output just as we want, basically. So it's a way of aliasing and it's very unique and nice. This is another example. Basically, this example is just I'm just bringing this out. A video I watched by Alex Freeberg, my number one analyst that I really learned from. He's a super nice guy. I've not met him, but the way he sounds like a nice guy, and I really learned a lot from him. So he illustrated an explanation concerning the use of aliasing using A, B's, and C's. Now, using A, B's, and C's, it's not actually bad. I think maybe we should add a C dot, let's say H. Alright, so basically, this is a join of 3 tables, basically, and it's definitely going to give us an output, but if I should send this script to someone else, it's not that it won't work, but the readability might be a little bit difficult, because if this was a larger script and you're reading, anytime you're making reference to A, you wonder, okay, what was even A aliasing? Then you come back and then you say it's employee demographics, and then maybe when you see B, you try to come back again. But using A's and B's kind of makes things a little bit confusing, because A, B, C, you don't really know which one is which. So if it is more specific, you would understand. You would get to know better which one we're actually referencing. Alright, but this one is much more better in terms of readability, because employee demographics, okay, you know that it's demo, so somehow it may not really be the best, but it helps you to remember more that, okay, demo is actually talking about demographics. So whenever you see it, you get to remember along the script as you're going down, reading some other script and some codes, you get to see, or you get to remember that demo actually stands for demographics, sal actually stands for salary, and warehouse, where actually stands for warehouse. So it makes it far much more easier to understand than just using the usual A, B's, and C's. So please, if this video has really been inspiring or helpful to you, please do well to smash the like button, subscribe, share to your friends. Help us to grow this channel so we can keep on making more content like this and be doing it better, bigger, and fresher. And I'll see you all on